Hi, hello, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Shout out to the Salem Coven members who are seeing this first. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you haven't already connected with me over on Patreon, it's completely free to join. You'll still get some perks. I'll occasionally drop a YouTube video there early, or I'll make a video previously exclusive to the Salem Coven members, accessible for everyone. If YouTube ever takes down a video after I post it, it will be available for free on Patreon, plus it's ad-free. However, if you are interested, you can join the Salem Coven members who get early access to all of my content, extended versions, exclusive content, like videos that I either can't put on YouTube or have to blur for YouTube, like official music videos, requested live performances, interviews, documentaries, more weigh in on what I do next, things like that. All of the information will be in the description below. Sometimes I found some of my favorite music through just random means. And so anytime something happens and I feel drawn to it, I'm like, I should probably listen to that. And that's how I feel about this. So just for context, I have loved a lot of the songs I've heard from Nessa. I first heard, I guess one of her singles or something back, way back, 2020, 2021, I don't know, somewhere in there on TikTok. And then I've heard things over time. I don't know that I've ever listened to an album all the way through. Maybe her first one, now that I say that. Pretty Poison, something like that. I may have listened to that one. I have vague recollections of doing that, but I can't remember if it's that I listened to it or if it's just that I was waiting for it to come out. Okay, that's neither here nor there. She's one of those artists that I'm mad that I haven't, because I feel like everything I've heard, I've ended up saving on a playlist. So how we got here, doing stuff around the house, getting stuff set up for filming to go live this morning. And then I was getting ready. I was watching a video. Well, I was listening to a video on YouTube. It was an interview for another artist that I like. And I guess the video ended. Video that came up next was this, which was I'm going to be honest, was kind of weird because it wasn't the same host or anything. And the artists weren't similar, the one I was watching versus Nessa, I don't feel like they're super similar. So I don't really know why that's the one that came up next, but apparently it started playing. And I was in and out of the room. And it took me a minute to realize it was someone else. At one point she was talking about, so this isn't an album, this is an EP. She was talking about how she really resonates with dark things, vampires and supernatural and that kind of stuff. And I completely get that. And then she was also talking about how she loves dark romance, books, and maybe movies. Don't quote me, something along those lines. This album, she really wanted to lean into that kind of darker romance and and it's partially through her lens of living her experience as someone with BPD, but then also pulling from some of these relationships and characters and stuff like that within these books. And that's kind of what channeled into this album. And while I don't have an experience life through the lens of BPD, I was very intrigued by, one, that perspective, but also just the connection to these darker romances and these darker storylines and these darker themes. They were talking about the title, and it was Jesus Loves a Primadonna. And I was like, I love that. There's something very intriguing about that. Again, I'm not quoting here, but I got the impression it was kind of Gothic in the sense of literature, themes and tropes. And so all of that to be said, I looked at the cover and I was like, I have to listen to this. Between that she said and the cover, I was like, the cover is very, that iconic share photo meets Elvira, that kind of energy. I'm a fan. I love this cover so much. And I mean, obviously we got the black cat. We got Salem representation here, who is currently refusing to go through the cat door as we speak right now, but that's neither here nor there. We're still working on the cat training. It's hard enough to teach a cat, but teaching a cat that's set in his ways. Anyways, so I'd really love a vinyl I don't know if she has a vinyl of this, but I need that cover because that cover is everything to me. Truly, I'm obsessed with it. So I went and looked, what has she been up to? Because I feel like I haven't heard anything from her in a while. And apparently it's just didn't make it to me because she's been moving and I had no idea. I don't think I heard anything from Aftercare probably. Maybe even Hell as a Teenage Girl. I remember stuff from Young Forever. So I know Pretty Poison and Young Forever for sure. Maybe something from Hell as the Teenage Girl. Maybe. I also think there's 2 music videos. I think given the way she was talking about this album or EP, whatever, I'm probably going to call it an album by accident throughout this. Bear with me. But the way she was talking about it, I didn't want to get too spoiled on it because once I decided I was going to do this, I like didn't want to hear a bunch of stuff. But the interview, a lot of it was about her own experience versus talking too heavily about the music. But regardless, the way she was talking about the album, I feel like I liked all the visuals I've seen of hers. So I'm definitely want to watch those. It's short, right? It is, so it came out March 20th, 2026, 8 songs, 27 minutes. From what she was saying and kind of like what I'm envisioning, I feel like it's kind of going to be like obsessive, toxic love story or I don't know. Maybe like haunting storyline is the impression I'm getting, which just sounds really cool to me. So, also, it's been a while since I wore this top and I forgot again that I literally cannot lift. So, I like to move around a lot when I'm reacting. I have a tendency to get really excited. So, I'm going to try to make sure that I don't rip these sleeves off. We'll see how it goes. Okay, let's get started. I'm like really excited. Sorry if the camera angle changed at all. I realized it was lower than normal, I think, and that looks more right. I don't know that it's still... You know what? I'm just not going to touch it at this point because that's probably for the best. Okay, first up is West Coast Prayer. What in the Wild West? I was not expecting that. Oh, that sounded really cool. Oh, chills. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut that off early. Okay. I'm so curious to know if this has been what she's been doing since I've last heard her, or if this is like really new, because I was not expecting that. First of all, it is very immersive to me. You feel like you're in it. I can visualize where we are so well because you've got that like that kind of like, I don't even know. Y'all know my skill set is not in production or musical. Like I like to look at lyrics because I just really like lyrics and reading and that sort of thing. The music side's not my forte. So excuse my vocabulary. That is very limited and I don't always articulate it very well. I don't know that I'm using technical terms well here, but what it evokes to me, that kind of like darker, like grungier guitar, but then it still has that kind of Western sound. It sounds dated in like the most beautiful way. It's so dreamy, but like has this like undertone of dangerous. And you already see that in the lyrics with like that kind of more obsessive love, that darker love, which I fully expected. I love the way she enunciates on, where is it? On the leather and forever. There's something about that that's very earwormy to me. This is so good already. Is there a God in the West Coast? Because I'm in love. I need you like a prayer. Could she save us? Because I need you like a prayer. Finally found a man, don't want to let him go. Cheap perfume and leather, Hollywood forever. It's a lonely land for love there isn't hope. Let's get high together, ride or die forever. Oh, I'm obsessed. Let me preface by saying I do not mean these as a comparison or to diminish her own work and art by any means. I mean these as like the highest compliments. It's just also easier for me to describe kind of what I'm hearing by making comparisons to things. In case you're new here, that's kind of what I do. But it's, you know, it's got that kind of Lana energy. There's like this undertone that's like laid back, but very dream-like cinematic. But then it's mixed with this like darker, grungier, and there's like a little bit of that kind of Jessie Murph, just a little bit of like sprinkled in, you know, to kind of with the kind of more westerny, country-ish root coming out too. Oh, I'm obsessed. Okay, keep going. 'Cause I need you like a prayer. Ooh. You're a wild horse. I always had a thing for cowboys, baby. California stand. Lovers come and go, but could you stay with me? I don't usually like to look at track names ahead of time just because I feel like I'll start theorizing. And so I try to avoid looking at things, but I had to look at her YouTube to look at what had the latest music videos, and Stay With Me is one of the music videos, right? Like that. It's pretty. I'm sorry. I know, the audio skipping, it just happens every once in a while. It's super annoying. I'm sorry. Oh. Kiss me, baby, know you wanna. Jesus loves a Primadonna. Ooh. Chills. Kiss me, baby, know you wanna. Jesus loves a Primadonna. I'm obsessed. Next up is Moulin Rouge. Wait, love. Sorry. I know I'm not facing forward, but this, I don't know why, but it feels easier for me to sit to the side. I don't know. Don't ask. I don't know. It is still really throwing me. Why? The camera is, I think it's the actual stand. Okay. It's so romantic when I cry. that dye. Oh, give me those strings. Please, please, and thank you. Lyric change. Listen, the tone of her voice, I'm obsessed with. The sound of this, I'm obsessed with. Oh my gosh. Also, the cry and I love the lyric changes where it's like, it's so romantic. I cry when you cry, and then the last one is when we cry. And then the same thing with the fuck me line. But the way she says the cry and die, and then what was the other one? I'll be your bride. The way she says that, oh my God. And yes, as she said, toxic, dark romance type of, yes. But it's, oh my God, the sound, like it's just, and it really evokes the images. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm in this world, in this storyline. Yes. The sound of this, I feel like that's all I'm going to be saying. Because if it's all in this like type of energy, there was a little bit of, I'm trying to think of what there's a little part, like the vocal that she did just in this like one, there's like two places in the pronunciation. It reminded me a little bit of maybe like a Melanie Martinez energy, just a little bit. And it was on, again, that's not meant to compare or say that she's, copy. That's not my intention at all. I mean that as a compliment. I mean that as like just like the energy is a better way for me to describe it when I don't know necessarily how to verbalize it in, better technical sonic terms. But it was the Playboy Bunny and I think it may have been in the Do You Like That Honey? Maybe. But this, oh, yes. I'm dirty dancing moulin rouge. Oh, yes. And the way it just like stops. Please give me some of that, more of that orchestra, like that strings. Oh, I don't know what you call this sound, but that kind of I'm trying to think of like I don't even know how to actually describe this sound, much less what it is, but it's this kind of like pulled out. I'll point what I'm talking about. If someone could tell me what that is, because I love when songs have that, but I just don't know what it is. Maybe I thought it was a separate sound, but honestly, I think it's just guitar, bass. I feel like that's bass, right? I don't, I should not be thinking I know anything, okay? But I think it's just that note extends out. I thought that was a separate sound that kind of like, "ee." Okay, that's not what that sounds like at all. But like, do you know what I'm talking about? I feel like maybe after like really listening, maybe that isn't a separate sound. I think it's just that same last note carried out. Next up is Black Haired Madonna. Okay. Ooh.
Black-haired Madonna, I'm your marijuana princess. I know you wanna feel me creeping all your senses. I'll dance for dollars on Nirvana in a tight dress. You love the drama, you're Americana temptress.
Ooh, that whispering. Ooh, chills. It kind of sounds like it's whispering as another layer. I also just love that Black Haired Madonna. I'm your marijuana princess. I know you want to feel me creep in all your senses. I'll dance for dollars. I'm Nirvana in a tight dress. You love the drama. You're Americana temptress. I like that. But listen,
Americana temptress.
right in the middle, it sounds like a whisper. What's that? I think that's more what I was trying to point out. That where it kind of like goes on for longer. It's like that, again, I'm not making this noise right, but that like, do you know what I'm saying? Please, someone know what I'm saying. That. What would you call that? I don't know if that's an instrument or if you call that like a noise. Not the right person to comment on that, but if someone knows, it would be very helpful because I think about sounds like that in music and I don't know how to describe it clearly. Focused, sorry. that. It took me a second to realize it was her vocal. The way she described this album, or this EP, perfection. This could be the soundtrack to so many books. It has that darkness, that obsession, that like toxicity, yes, but still. I do think it is kind of interesting because while the other person, you're not hearing from their perspective, it does give off this mutual obsession to a certain extent because, you know, it's like she's balancing it out. Okay, so the one track she had the like when I cry, but then when you cry, when we cry, right? And then I think it may have been the last song. I don't even remember anymore. But where she said, you know, like pretty on my knees, right? And then in this one, it's you're on your knees. When one does, the other one does, even if it's not in the same song. Do you see what I'm saying? And there's something really interesting about that. I wonder if there's ones I've missed that were like that too. Interesting. Oh my, it's the sound. I mean, her vocal is stunning. And I also love these through lines, right? Like the angels weep from above, crying for us. Whereas in the last one, it was like, I cry, you cry, we cry. And now it's they cry, the angels. You know, like, I don't know, there's something like these little through lines and these sounds being woven through that really keeps you in that world that's being built and that storyline. It's not so similar that it's repetitive, but there's enough in there that goes track to track through the lyrics, through the themes, through the sound, that's really weaving it together so beautifully. And I love it. You're a martyr for a striptease. And then it was like Moulin Rouge, you know, same thing with the bite off my garter, dance for dollars. It's these through lines that are kind of keeping up with the story, the Vegas thing, and then, you know, the bride. And I love the layer. At first I was kind of like, huh? I don't know if because this sounds, some of this feels very like dark and it's giving this like aged feeling. This isn't from today. There's like an aged vintage feeling for me personally, but then you have that which feels more modern, and at first I was like, huh, but I actually really like it. It's very earwormy. Oh, that vocal. That it's like right here, that one high vocal that just keeps like ebbing and flowing. Oh, that's beautiful. I can tell you right now, this EP is not going to be long enough for me because I am loving this world we're in right now. Oh, I'm excited for this. It's called Venom. Sign me up. Sign me up. Oh.
I like my roses dying. I watch as my heart turns black. He only keeps me crying, and I keep on coming back. I got a real bad disease. It's living inside of me. Makes me sick, makes me weak. But I never wanna be free. It's the venom, yeah.
Ooh.
It's the venom, yeah. Is this what it means to be in love? Venom on my lips and on my tongue. It's the venom, yeah. Sweet, sweet venom, yeah.
Oh my god, the slither sound. Stop. Oh, yes. Yes. The sound, every single track, I'm like, yes, thank you. This is exactly what I needed. Yes, thank you. Oh my god. I like my roses dying. I watch as my heart turns black. He only keeps me crying. So now maybe we're starting to get into that again. Not saying that everything thus far hasn't been ups and downs. We know the lens we're looking through, okay? But maybe this is where it's starting to kind of turn more one-sided, because now it's, I mean, granted, we haven't heard the whole song, so maybe it changes, but I think it sounds a little different. He only keeps me crying, which feels like we're kind of switching something in comparison to the last tracks, and then that coupled with, and I keep on coming back. So maybe now we're starting to kind of show an imbalance in the relationship. I got a real bad disease that's living inside of me. It makes me sick, makes me weak, but I never want to be free. It's the venom. Is this what it means to be in love? Oh.
With you, I feel like dying. It's deadlier when I'm numb. If I said I'm leaving, I'd be lying. 'Cause I'm drinking every drop. I got a real bad disease. It's living inside of me. Makes me sick, makes me weak. But I never wanna be free. It's the venom, yeah. It's the venom, yeah. Is this what it means to be in love? Let him hold my lips and hold my tongue. It's the venom, yeah. Sweet, sweet venom, yeah. Give that sweet, sweet venom. Give that sweet, sweet venom. Give that sweet, sweet venom.
I was lost. I was transported away. I wasn't on this plane. I wasn't in this realm, okay? My brain, I was like, oh, and I never want to be free. I love how there's those echoes, and there's points when it feels like you're in an empty room. It's not just like a echo that's dragged out. It feels more spatial than that. It feels more like an actual echo in a room versus just extended out. I don't know if that makes sense. It sounds different to me. Also, the with you, I feel like I'm dying. It's deadlier when I'm not. So even though it feels like dying being with the person, it's deadlier when you're not together. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So you might as well be with them. In her perspective, right? Damn. Okay, next is Buffalo 66. I'm debating, just because of the way she talked about it, I may have to look back at lyrics because it's really hard for me. I get really distracted with the visuals, so I often don't really like hear the lyrics as much, but the lyrics are not as like hard for me to follow in the same way. But this is just so immersive and stuff. Like I think this is one of those ones where I'm willing to miss out on some of the lyrics and return back to them after we listen through or check in on them along the way. But I think we should do the visual with it because I feel like that makes sense. Hold on. I needed to turn my headphones down because when the audio on YouTube videos are louder for me than they are regular streaming music.
You could really be the death of me, but somehow I'm not moving on. If I could, I would
this one's gonna be gut-wrenching. Oh, those lyrics alone. Being, like, addicted to the person, and then having venom before that, and then the bites. Yeah, okay. Also, Jesse Rutherford? Rutherford? I always say that wrong. I always say that weird. I don't know why. I think it's, like, my accent kicking in. Also, the juxtaposition of the, like, it's all in black and white, yes, but this being so much lighter, it's daytime. He's in white, she's in white, I think too, right? It's so much lighter versus the dark. Oh, this feels like another time, so this is probably early in the relationship before things started getting, like that transition from dark to light. Oh, I love that that's being brought into this track too. What did it say in the last one? The dance for you, dance for you, dance for you. And now it's why am I in love? Oh my gosh. Her crawling after the shovel that's digging her grave. I'm assuming. Why else? Oh, buddy. Damn. Her voice, though. Jeez. Oh my god, that's a beautiful shot. That's so... God, doesn't that look like such like an old vintage shot too? The way that's lit, oh, that's stunning. Is she now crawling away and he's behind her? Is that what that shadow was moving? in the white. Oh, that shot. Oh my God. Their arm just like, I'm assuming that's what we're supposed to get from that, right? Like he's basically like changed her into this white. Now he's in the white that mirrors that beginning, the early days of the relationship, except this time she's hanging loosely because he's literally killed her. And then that light shining down on them. Oh my God. Oh, wait, nope, don't spoil that. I'm not, oh, just restarted, never mind. I hate to say it's beautiful because my God, it's gut-wrenching, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who feel really seen too, because that's what it can feel like when you're around someone who is draining you, you know? Oh my God. But still stuck in that cycle, not being able to walk away from it. Jeez, I don't, her voice, just the sound, everything. Okay, next up is High on Heaven. Wait, is this the, no. Okay, I was thinking this is second to the last track. Okay, so we have 3 left total. I don't want it to be over. Oh, wait, my headphones. That. I just love these like through lines too. I'm freaking out straight to my veins and then thinking about like Venom as well as the visual for Buffalo 66. So good that I could die, baby, I wouldn't even mind. And just like thinking about these kind of like, again, it's not the same thing. It's different enough, but it's still very cohesive. It is a concept, right? It's hard to distinguish because like, I don't know if everyone would agree with this, but like to me, even though we're still exploring similar themes, even though we're still using similar sounds through it, even though some of it is arguably somewhat of a similar perspective, you still feel like you're going through the cycle. So it still feels different enough. I think that's sometimes a really hard balance to do, especially when you have so much, like it's not just lyrics, it's not just production elements, it's woven through for it to not sound too repetitive. And it's not doing that for me personally, which is really cool. also the leave me on the floor and still I crawl back to you and beg for more. Going through this in order with the track list, with the visuals, because having that on Buffalo 66 where she was literally crawling and that was dragging that shovel, like it evokes that image when you hear that line here. And it just really adds to it. Oh. Wow. Ooh, I'm obsessed with the atmosphere, the world building, the storyline that she's creating, seeing that obsession and toxicity, but the cycle, the highs being so high that you're addicted to it, but then the lows being so low. You know what I mean? It's that. Oh my gosh. But sorry, I just hit that with my foot. But I'm loving her vocal delivery too. Everything about this I'm obsessed with, clearly. Okay, wait, is this the one that has a music video? Hold on. No, it was the last track, right? Stay with me. Yeah, okay. Special to you. I fear it's gonna be wish I was versus we're going to a turning point. I just don't see there being a positive resolution. You know what I mean? Ooh.
Let you kiss me once, let you fool me twice. Never seen that eyes of blue.
Ooh.
Love to point your gun, hate to see me cry. Play the game I always live. Special to you. Thought I was special to you. Thought I was special to you.
Oh, yes.
Dirty, sexy, sweet. What's so wrong with me? Thought I was special to you. Thought you were special to you. Let you chew me up, let you spit me out. When I gave you bones and all, you clipped my wings like a falling bird. Push me out and watch me fall. Special to you. Thought I was special to you. Thought I was special to you. Dirty, sexy, sweet.
Yes. That's beautiful. I love the way that's coming in. One other thing, well, a couple of things I should say. Let you kiss me once, let you fool me twice. Love that switch. Never seen dead eyes so blue. Love to point your gun. And what was the other? There was another song that she said something about, there was something with a gun, right? I just don't remember what the line was. I'll have to figure that out. Hate to see me cry. So now things have changed. What was it? It's so romantic when I cry. It's so romantic when you cry. It's so romantic when we cry. But where was the one? That was in Moulin Rouge. Till Death Do Us Part is also in there. Where is there? Maybe I was just thinking about the With You I Feel Like I'm Dying. Maybe that's where I was thinking about the gun. I swore there was something about a gun though. Apparently I imagine that because I'm going through each track. Was it Buffalo 66? You could really be the death of me, but somehow I'm not moving on. I would have sworn there was something about a gun. Handcuff me, I'll throw away the key. Okay, so apparently I just made that up in my head. Okay, that's fine, sorry. Oh, what's so wrong with me? Let you chew me up, let you spit me out, which is interesting because there was also the imagery of bite, bite my garter off. There was another one that was like kind of evoked that imagery. She's picking that thread back up and like it's seeing how it's changed, if you will. I'm sure there's a lot more of those that I haven't even picked up on yet. Plus, just the dirty, sexy, sweet, that is kind of, if you think about Moulin Rouge, black-haired Madonna, these were themes that we've explored, and now they're being sang in a way that's like, oh, now you don't like these. When I gave you bones and all, you clipped my wings like a fallen bird, pushed me out and watched me fall. Ooh. Okay, so this is the last track. I'm debating. Okay, I guess let's just watch it with the music video. I feel like that served us well last time, so I think we should do that again. I do love this font. That does give you very like old Hollywood too, which makes sense with the whole like West Coast prayer type thing, right? West Coast prayer? Is that the name? Just whatever the actual name is. I don't even know if that's right. That sounded right though. Oh, and the sound film. I'm gonna love this.
Maybe I'm not meant to be her.
I keep forgetting about my headphones. I'm sorry. That was so loud.
Maybe I'm not meant to be her.
The skull.
I get close and they always leave. Will you be like everyone else, or will you stay with me?
First of all, this room is beautiful. Oh my God. This I need, okay? Love the candlesticks. This is so my aesthetic. Secondly, love the skull down here. Is this supposed to be like a grimoire type thing? I'm curious to know what that is. There's also these pictures. What is... Listen, I'm sorry. I don't even know if this is something she does. Like if she does a lot of like nods to or Easter eggs or something like that. But I'm just so used to that with Taylor that I'm like, what? I'm just like trained now to just like scan. So this looks like a girl. Is it her or is it like maybe a sibling or something? You can't really tell. I mean, it might just be a friend or something. This looks like a guy. I don't know. This one's like a mask person. And then this. So maybe these are like friends or something. I don't know what the. Okay. I don't know. Maybe they don't mean anything, but I just wanted to point them out. If anybody knows who knows more about her, like lore, backstory, all of that, would love to know. Well, wait, stay with me. So maybe those are tributes? I mean, to be fair, I've been kind of like leaning on, I don't know. That may just be me projecting since like quite a few deaths in the past. I don't even know. Time's weird. 6 months now? Gosh, has it already been 6 months? Since the 1st? September? Mid-September? October, Oh, so yeah, so we just passed the 6-month mark, at least for the first one. Wow. Sorry. I just didn't realize time's weird. But obviously I've had like 3 major deaths. Maybe I'm just projecting that grief and like thinking memorial, stay with me kind of thing. Granted, this has more been romantic, it seems to me, like throughout the album, so maybe that is just me projecting. Okay, moving on.
They stole all my innocence and turned me to a masochist, consumed in all my darkness when I weep. You walked into heaven's sun and laid me in my bed to rest in my lonely dying garden where I sleep. When I wake, will you leave? Maybe I'm not meant to be loved. I get close and they always leave. Will you be like everyone else, or will you stay with me? Maybe I've done this to myself. Another love that I've had to
Oh, when I tell you I'm obsessed with this, okay, first of all, that gothic novel, romantic, coded candelabra walking down the hall, walking down the staircase. Oh, beautiful. Also, this wedding dress look, talking about you laid me to rest. Definitely gonna have to go back to the lyrics. We didn't even do that for Buffalo 66, did we? It's just occurring to me that I never did that. Oops. Okay, well, probably should look at those. But what else was I gonna say? Oh, I love the clips being brought in of an actual old movie, and then the X-rays, seeing their bones, and now that's flashing. Oh my god! Like in the way this is shot, I'm obsessed.
breathe. Will you be like everyone else, or will you stay with me? I can't afford to lose another.
Same house.
Please don't turn out like my mother. I'm terrified you'll
Oh, run that back. Also, same house, white dress. Maybe like it's like a flashback or like a cycle repeating. I know this is the last track, but visually, this almost feels like the before. It's like almost like prophesizing what was to come type of thing. But then the lyrics, obviously, like, or the song, this being a closing track, I'm not saying it's perfect because I do think she seemed dead in the other video. So, like, this one may have come out before or whatever. Visually, maybe that isn't the storyline, but I could see it. So maybe visually, that's one way to interpret it. But then the track list way might be a little bit different. You know what I mean? But regardless, I love that. But what was that line?
another. Please don't turn out like my mother.
I thought that's what she
I'm
said.
terrified you'll hurt me when I'm weak. You could be the one to take all my pretty pain away.
love. Oh, that running through the gate. These are such beautiful shots. It almost feels like, again, like I don't know if it's meant to be told in a story, but like it's almost like if you want to make it that, you could, in the sense of like with the visuals, where it's like this almost feels like she was in the white. I mean, I know it's a little bit different, actual like dress versus not, but my point is like this like before him versus after. Again, I think for the track list, this is the closer. I get that, but like from the visual perspective, it almost feels like this happened beforehand, where it's like she's walking the manor, she's looking around, she's in this white dress. Now she's like running away. And it almost feels like maybe this is where she doesn't have any bites, you know what I mean? So it's almost like you could think of it as he catches up to her. She gets addicted to like the venom, like a high from him biting. Deep down, she knows she should still be running, but she's like enthralled in the Buffalo 66 video. And then she ends up getting killed in the end. You know what I mean? It's like this is before she knew he was a vampire, and now she's running. And you see what I'm saying?
Or will you stay with me?
Love it. But I'm sad it's over. Okay, let me look at the lyrics a little bit though. I didn't know Melanie Martinez had a new album either. What? Hades. Oh, that's a cool name. Okay. They're doing? Oh, we're doing great, guys. Okay, so going back to Buffalo 66, I just want to make sure I think I got most of it. The chorus repeated a lot, like almost like a trying to get it through her head kind of moment, but just want to read through them. You could really be the death of me, but somehow I'm not moving on. If I could, I would actually leave, but I don't like it when you're gone. Tell me what you want from me, what you need me to do. You don't have to tell me, please. I'll sit pretty for you. Yeah, why am I in love? Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yes, we needed to talk about that line. Wait. Yes. Oh my. I knew that. Now wonder I couldn't remember where I heard the gun line. It's because I never like actually. So, fun fact, I very rarely remember enough when it comes to like I need to read lyrics. That's why I have an issue with visuals. I like to listen to the song the first time usually and then the visuals because I really need to read the lyrics. There's the gun. Right? Or was that where I thought there was? Hold on. What was the song where I was like, didn't she talk about a gun? Yes, special. Okay, so special to you, she said, love to point your gun. And in the earlier track, she did say, in love with the one who holds the gun. Vindication. Okay, I was like, I swear I heard gun sometime on this freaking album, EP, whatever. Okay, why do I pray? God knows I should run. But I'd go back to us. Handcuff me, I'll throw away the keys because I don't mind. To you, I'm bound. I promise I won't scream. You don't need to breathe as long as you're around. Tell me what you want from me, what you need me to do. You don't have to tell me, please. I'm never leaving you. Okay. And then stay with me. Maybe I'm not meant to be held. I get close and they always leave. Will you be like everyone else or will you stay with me? They stole all my innocence and turned me into a masochist, consumed in all my darkness when I weep. You walked in so heaven sent and then high on heaven. Okay. You walked in so heaven sent and laid me in my bed to rest. And my lonely dying garden where I sleep. When I wake, will you leave? Oh my God. Maybe I'm not meant to be held. I get closer. Maybe I've done this to myself. Another love that I've had to grieve. Well, I mean, that grief doesn't just have to be from, okay. I was just thinking back to what I had said during the music video, but that doesn't necessarily have to mean that. Okay. Where was I? I can't afford to lose another. Please don't turn out like my mother. I'm terrified you'll hurt me when I'm weak. You could be the one to take all my pretty pain away. Just promise that your love is mine to keep. If I break, will you leave? And then that chorus repeats. Okay, well, final thoughts. I loved that. I do wish there was more, but obviously it's an EP and I mean it's solid. So while I would love to have more, I'm not going to complain because it told a story, it kept you in the world, it was super cohesive. I love the through lines. Her vocal delivery was incredible. It really delivered on what it was going to do. That dark romance, that toxic love, dark love, obsession kind of energy. You really were in that world. And I mean, I know some of it is pulled from that, but I know a lot of it is pulled from our own experience. And that's gut wrenching. I hate that for her. That's very vulnerable of her to share her experience through that lens, you know what I mean? And really taking you along that journey. I mean, you feel like you're in that story. I'm sure that's a difficult thing to do, to really share that with the world and show how these highs and lows can go and what like a relationship like that can do and the harm and things that it can cause, you know? So I appreciate her sharing that because I'm sure a lot of people feel really seen too, you know what I mean? And even for those of us who maybe haven't experienced that, we can really get a feel for what that feels like, see through that lens that she's allowed us to see through, which is, really like a beautiful thing to share. Again, heartbreaking, gut-wrenching as well. But I'm serious, like I'm kind of blown away. I love that. I love all of the different sounds and how that carried throughout each track. But they still felt different enough, like I said earlier. So yeah, I just really, really enjoyed that. I'm really curious to know if this was really different for her. She's always had that kind of like darker sound. Everything I've heard always had that as a piece of it. So not necessarily that, but I think more for me, it's kind of that more kind of Western-y inspired sound that you've got mixed in. That was new. I don't think I've heard her sound like that, like with that being added in. I also loved string elements and pianos mixed in with that. Was really cool. Kind of had that more retro, there was some sort of like vintage sound about it. I'm curious to know if that, more Western sound and stuff has been present lately and I just didn't know that, or if that is new for this record. Honestly, I'd like to return. Hello, Dobby. Hello, little menace. Yes, you're very menacing. Can you just give me a second? And I'll open that door. Okay. I'd love to go through her albums too, or I don't know if they're albums, EPs. I think at least one of them is, but anyways, all that to be said, if you're new around here, I'd love for you to subscribe. And if you have any recommendations about maybe starting at the beginning and going through her albums, or what are you looking at? You're freaking me out. Or if maybe you should not go in order. Usually with an artist, I like to start at the beginning of their work, but if you think there's maybe a better way to go about it, happy to hear your input for sure. If you're already a subscriber and this isn't your genre of music, I always like to say, thank you for exploring new music that maybe is outside of your typical genre. I really appreciate those of you who kind of go on these side quests with me. I love getting to share new things with you guys too, so it's really fun on that front, so thank you. And yeah, let me know, what did I get right, what did I get wrong, what did I miss, and I will see you in the next one.